Dillian the Body Snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
You know, I was just thinking earlier on, and it suddenly dawned on me that for the first time in nearly 5 years, it'll be 5 years ago in October, so just shy of 2 months, 5 years ago, Dillian Whyte fought and defeated Robert Helenius. From that moment on, when he became WBC Silver Champion, he's only been allowed to look in the top 15 of the WBC for opponents. He hasn't been allowed to look at the WBA, WBO, IBF and what have you. So now he's no longer WBC interim champion. He's got his world title shot against Tyson Fury at long last. Can you believe 5 years it took to get a world title shot? Unbelievable. But now that's come and passed, now he can look at the other sanctioning bodies, make routes into those rather than just be held down by the WBC and all their shitty politics. Now, he's number 4 in the WBA, as per yesterday's video. Go check out that one. He's number 11 in the IBF. WBO, I haven't looked at, so I don't know. So he now has other options. And as we know as well, that Frank Warren Queensberry, Eddie Hearn Matchroom, Ben Shalom Boxer, they all want to work with Dillian Whyte for his next fight. They all want it. They've all reached out to him. We know this for a fact. And now he has options. So for the first time in 5 years, he can look at different options now. He can. And that's fantastic. Now, if Frank Warren and Darren Dubois are serious about defending the WBA regular World Heavyweight Championship against Dillian Whyte, perfect route. It's a quick route for Dillian Whyte to get back into title contention. Because we know the winner of Joshua Usyk is going to be ordered to fight currently Daniel Dubois, the WBA regular champion. That's what is going to be ordered. Okay, and that will have to happen within the next 6 months. So if Dillian Whyte wants to get back into the world title contention, that's the perfect route. Now, on the flip side of that, I do consider the WBA regular title to be, well, especially for the heavyweight, to be the legitimate world title. That's the belt that Muhammad Ali held and all others before them. The one that Usyk has is an upgraded version, if you like. But that said, that would be a great fight. Dillian Whyte, Darren Dubois. Now, I would imagine that for that fight to happen, of course, Frank Warren Queensberry will obviously make Dillian Whyte the B-side in that one. It's got nothing to do with drawing power and resume or anything like that. It's got everything to do with the belt. Darren Dubois has that belt. Okay, regardless of how he got it, doesn't matter. He's the champion. So he's going to be the A-side. Dillian Whyte will be the B-side in that one. Okay, and they'll probably try and get Dillian Whyte under a multi-fight contract as well. A rematch clause, all that kind of stuff. If Dillian Whyte is okay with those terms, it's a great way to get back into world title contention. Because as I said before, if he was to fight Darren Dubois, firstly, that's a huge fight, let's be honest. That's a fight that pretty much every boxing fan in the UK would make sure that they are home to watch or go to the arena, however. But if he was to defeat Darren Dubois, he will get automatically, the very next fight will be against the winner of Joshua Usyk. Unless, of course, the winner of that fight then goes and fights, say, Tyson Fury for undisputed, then, of course, that scenario wouldn't happen. Then Dillian Whyte, if he was to become WBA regular champion, would have to defend that belt against the winner of Hughie Fury, Michael Hunter. Again, another big fight. So me personally, that's the ideal situation. It is. Other than that, of course, he could wait for, and it's probably best, to be honest, to not make any decisions yet until Joshua Usyk get their rematch out the way. Because if Joshua loses to Usyk, he's not going to have those mandatory obligations. He's not. So therefore, he can have a free fight, if you like, with Dillian Whyte. Well, not free, because obviously they're both going to make a lot of money. It's a rematch that boxing fans would love to see. So again, Matchroom are still involved. We know Eddie Hearn, he's mentioned before, and I've kind of scoffed at it, a third fight with Derek Chisora. Am I interested in that? No, I'm not. Personally, I'm not. Listen, I don't speak for all the boxing fans. I don't. I can only tell you how I personally feel. He's already defeated Derek Chisora twice, second time by knockout. Why don't you see a third fight? I've never been a big proponent of a trilogy unless it was absolutely necessary, unless the 2 fights were a win for either guy, then have a third fight to unbalance the score. That's why I was never up for the whole third fight with Fury and Wilder, especially after Wilder got knocked out, or quit if you like, in the second fight. So I didn't need to see the third fight. That's just me. I don't see the point of Dillian Whyte and Derek Chisora, unless, of course, you want to make some good money. Then, of course, you've always got that option. But sticking with the Matchroom, he could, if you like, wait a little while and maybe go after the winner of Filip Hrgović and Zhilei Zhang. the winner of that fight will become IBF mandatory. So the IBF will follow the WBA. Another great route. Boxer, Ben Shalom, they could offer him maybe the winner if, for example, Joe Joyce loses to Joseph Parker. I forgot his name for a second, that was around me. Maybe get a rematch with Dillian Whyte and Joseph Parker for the WBO mandatory. If not, maybe Joe Joyce versus Dillian Whyte. The options are open is the whole point of this video for Dillian Whyte, and that's fantastic. Whether people rate Dillian Whyte, whether they were disappointed with the last fight and whatever else. I heard rumours about he was injured during camp. He didn't really train that much for the build-up to Tyson Fury, but didn't want to pull out because obviously with all the shit, everything that was going on with Frank Warren and all the promotional work and all that kind of thing, if he pulled out, it would look like he was just messing about with Frank Warren, but went ahead with the fight anyway, but he had an injured leg. I don't know that to be a fact, by the way, okay? I'm just putting it out there, that's what I heard. But that said, regardless, people will tune in to watch Dillian Whyte. That's why all the promoters want to promote his next fight. It is. So what route will Dillian Whyte take? I imagine he'd probably wait and see what happens with Joshua and Usyk. If Joshua loses, big fight with Joshua. But there again, maybe Dillian Whyte against Usyk if Joshua wins. Again, interesting. Does Dillian Whyte want money now? Is it just about money, or is it about world titles, or is it about both? If it's about both, then obviously the Dillian Dubois one, he may not get a life-changing money to fight Dillian Dubois. Frank Warren would make sure of that, but he'll probably get a decent offer. Why not? But it's a short route to the world title, become WBA regular world heavyweight champion. I said that's a legitimate belt. Then go fight the winner of Joshua Usyk or the winner of Undisputed. He's going to be there in line. That's the quickest route. It is. But again, listen, a lot of people say Dillian Whyte should retire and whatever else. That's madness. That's madness. I mean, if all the boxers listened to all the boxing fans of history, then Lennox Lewis would have retired way long before he did. Mike Tyson would have done, Muhammad Ali would have done, and many others would have done. Okay, people take losses. It happens. It does. Heavyweight division, one punch will change everything, the dynamic of the entire fight. That's the beauty of the heavyweight division. That's why I always say, regardless of who the heavyweight is, if you're fighting a journeyman or a gatekeeper, whatever it may be, there's no foregone conclusion that you're definitely 100% going to win that fight. That's the beauty of the heavyweight division. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Dillian. What route is he going to take? Does he need the money? You wouldn't have thought so. I mean, Dillian, he does live a very low-key lifestyle. He's not one to go out and buy huge mansions and have a lot full of cars, of Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces, all that kind of stuff. He's not that kind of guy. He lives a very simple life. Him, his kids, his family, his dogs, obviously over there in Portugal, which I absolutely love Zeus, by the way, but I ain't touching him. No chance. I end up losing my fingers. But he lives a very simple lifestyle. He does. Listen, and maybe he's doing the whole Lennox Lewis thing, save up your money when you retire, then go out and do what it is that you want to do. He does. And anyway, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Dillian Whyte. I think he's in a very good position right now. There's a silver lining. The silver lining is he doesn't no longer have to be beholden to the WBC and their politics. Now he's got other options. Fantastic, right? Anyway, my thoughts. Drop me yours. Click thumbs up. Subscribe. And I'll catch you next video.